Well, it's Wednesday night here in the beautiful, sunny southeast corner of Tennessee, northeast corner of Tennessee. Sorry, we're in the south northeast corner.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, what a beautiful couple days we've had here. You know, foggy, sunny, rainy, foggy, sun, rain, cold. Last week was snow. You just can't make up your mind, can you? This time of year. So we're glad you're tuning in tonight on all the different apps: Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, Spotify, wherever else Spotify's going rough, isn't it?
We haven't been streaming to Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that's been going rough.
Yeah.
I know. I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's okay.
It's almost like
We've been doing strictly Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. That's basically it.
As always, before we get started, your comments are more than welcome, and we do try to answer them. Last week, my goodness, we had
tons of them last week. Yeah,
I know it's hard to get to them. I'll try to do it while we're talking, and then I lose my train of thought because I'm trying to figure out what somebody's saying.
How about this? You guys leave comments, and we'll leave some time at the end to make sure that we get to it. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah,
Here you go.
First one out of the gates.
First one in the hopper, Derek. There he is. All right.
It's supposed to be a Paul Bunyan podcast.
I intentionally didn't wear. I almost wore flannel, and I thought I'm not doing a repeat of last week.
I actually almost called you today to be like, let's both wear black. Let's both wear, like something like.
I was going to call you and say, bro, you wearing flannel tonight?
Yeah.
And, I don't want to make that. So I just, that was good. That was good.
Do you have a Skittles t-shirt? We could both, whatever. But tonight we got a lot going on. Finally, it's so great. They're going to release the unclassified Epstein files. Thank you guys. Thanks for that. Thanks for giving us that bone once you vote it in. I mean, man, how about the one holdout on that the Louisiana senator or
Congressman. Oh gosh, I just forgot his name. I was just reading it. Higgins. Yeah. The guy. Did you ever watch his old ads when he was the sheriff?
No, I didn't, but I bet they were Louisianan.
Oh, bro. I'm going to have to pull up one of his ads. They were legit. That's what got him. I mean, that's what got him into Congress. Clay Higgins. That's it. I couldn't remember his name, but yeah, he was the holdout, and the reason he was the holdout was because, and I think it was in, which article was it? Yeah, it was in one of our articles for tonight. But nonetheless, he said that he was worried. Similar concern that I've had with it, releasing anything and everything, which is what the internet sleuths want. You have victims, you have people that are ancillary individuals that if you are part of it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, your life is ruined, your job is gone, this
is a great example. The headline you pulled up here, we're here, Hakeem Jeffries.
Right.
He needs to step down. He's associated with Epstein. Well, now let's pump the brakes there just a minute. Now, I do not like Hakeem Jeffries.
No.
In fact, I don't like him at all. Unlike our friends across the aisle who wish death to their children and their families, I'm not going to say that. I don't like him though.
Right.
Okay. This is so incredibly misleading, all these headlines.
Yeah.
Because it paints the picture of Hakeem Jeffries, similar to what they've done with Trump and tried to do with Trump and Epstein, right? That they are best friends, that they're, he's been to Mar-a-Lago, he's been, it's like, okay, hold on a minute. Hakeem Jeffries, this headline isn't so bad. This one's about him refusing to condemn Stacey Plaskett, who we're going to get into in just a few minutes as well. These are some names that have come out in the Epstein files. This is the point.
Right. From the Epstein estate.
Right. And so
things that have been released.
Yeah. Things that have been released. And Hakeem Jeffries is named in there. And it's like, yeah, get him. He's done. Thank you, Lord. Get him off the car. He's done. Get him out. Well, if you really understand it and read it, it's not him. It's the group that represented him.
Right.
That appealed to Epstein for funding after he was elected.
Right. But also after Epstein had been convicted of his crimes.
So really, it's not so much Hakeem Jeffries. It's this other woman that worked for this company, Rossi, I think was her name, that reached out to Epstein, invited him to a dinner where Barack was going to be speaking. And then
Lisa Rossi. So it was Darren Rigger, Lisa Rossi, and Walter Sweat.
Right. Shame on you three. Yeah. Shame on you. Shame. But because they worked under him, or in a sense for him, with him, to try to get funding, it's Hakeem Jeffries. Now, whether he knew about that or not, that's irrelevant. It's Hakeem Jeffries.
Right.
And so people are going to glom onto this, and the media, Fox News, or some of them can glom onto this and paint him like he's an animal. He's a monster. Can you believe Hakeem Jeffries was on that plane? Well, he was on the island. He's right there in the Epstein file, because that's what they did to Trump.
Right.
But we're going to pump the brakes and go, wait, it wasn't him. It was the people that worked with him. Now, if he knew about it, he might have. I don't know. But
here's what I would say to that, though. The fact that Stacey Plaskett, excuse me, she, who is she's the delegate from the Virgin Islands, Democrat delegate from the Virgin Islands.
There's an ironic name for an island.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So,
okay, go on.
Stacey Plaskett defends her relationship with Epstein, and I'll play the video clip from it here in a minute. But when asked to basically condemn the fact that she was talking with Epstein.
Yeah. She was talking to him.
Right. Afterwards, Hakeem Jeffries wouldn't condemn that sort of activity. Now, he kept circling back. This is how they never want to have a sound clip. They're very good at this. The Democrats are. That they never want to have a sound clip of them condemning one of their own in their party.
Right.
But they will go behind and say, but this action is bad, that action is bad, everything Jeffrey Epstein is bad. But no, Stacey Plaskett isn't bad, even though she was, I won't say colluding, but even though she was...
Well, I want to know,
was making contact with this guy.
I want to know what information she was trying to get out of him.
Money. So it was all, well, we can listen to what she says.
Yeah, let's listen.
Let me play her video.
Yeah.
Let me take this down really quick, and I will play her interview on the great and wonderful CNN, the most trusted name in news.
Have you seen, by the way, have you watched them back? I've seen video after video of them backpedaling, like the preemptive strike with CNN, where they're like, we're not accusing Trump of being part of Epstein's, like everything they're saying about Epstein and Trump, they've got to step it back immediately. They're so afraid of a lawsuit right now.
Oh yeah, they're terrified. They should be.
They should be.
Yeah.
That they're like, not to say he's had anything to do with it. Like, okay, hold on, because months ago you were accusing him.
Right.
Like, and now it's like, oh no, we're going to go ahead and, yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah, go ahead and let's see what we got from her. First of all, where'd she get that blouse? I want to know. It's beautiful.
I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information, and I was going to...
Oh, ex-player.
...to get at the truth. Having a real friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do, is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity, extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex offender and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can. I believe that.
So she was just investigating. That's what she was doing.
She's an investigative delegate. That's what she is. She's an ID. So
I mean, it was a typical non-answer.
She's a BID. She's a BWID. She's a black woman investigative delegate. So she's good on all fronts. Nobody's going to accuse her of anything. Black woman delegate from the Virgin Islands. No, she's scot-free.
Well, I don't know about that.
She gets nothing. I mean,
I don't know.
Because it's racist and it's sexist if we say anything to her. So she'll get off. Don't worry. She has nothing to do with this. She can be in the list. She can have her name plastered. She can have a tattoo of a minor on her forearm, but she's fine. She'll be fine. You watch. Okay. Yeah, this is good.
So this is another one that has come out as just like Kamala word salad. Yeah, that's it. That's what Derek said. Sorry, I saw that comment.
Yeah, that's good.
So Larry Summers has announced that he's resigning from OpenAI's board of directors This comes after Congress released emails showing that the former Treasury Secretary had regularly communicated with Jeffrey Epstein in the late 2010s. It said, in line with my announcement to step away from my public commitments, I have also decided to resign from the board of OpenAI, which, by the way, that's ChatGPT. For those that don't know, I am grateful for the opportunity to have served, excited about the potential of the company, and look forward to following their progress, Summers said. OpenAI's board of directors confirmed Summers' resignation, adding, quote, we appreciate his many contributions and the perspective he brought to the board, per the New York Times. Summers joined OpenAI's board in 2023 in the wake of its directors ousting co-founder Sam Altman, who was later reinstated. So there's a string of texts here that they're really hard. Like reading them, it's kind of hard to tell. I haven't seen somebody lay out the text in detail, but it says... I guess I can go ahead and read it. Should I read it, or if it's not going to make a whole lot of sense?
Well, I mean, it's public, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
you can go check it out.
Look it up, but I think there's like two texts in that thread that are really rough.
Yeah, well, and it was between him and Epstein on March 16th, 2019. He wrote, "We talked on phone, then I can't. We talked on phone, then quote, I can't talk later. Don't think I can talk tomorrow. I said, what are you up to? She said, quote, I'm busy. I said, awfully coy you are. And then I said, did you really rearrange the weekend? We were going to be together because guy number 3 was coming. She said, no, his schedule changed after we changed our plans. I said, okay, I got to go. Call me when you feel like it. Tone was not of good feeling. I don't want to be in a gift-giving competition while being the friend without benefits, he wrote. This is really weird, cryptic stuff. You can kind of tell what they're talking about. And Epstein replied, she's smart, making you pay for past errors. Ignore the daddy. I'm going to go out with the motorcycle guy. You reacted well. Annoying shows caring, no whining shows strength. Like, it's just really weird stuff. It's weird, but it implies basically he was in on the badness.
He's in on it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's funny because if you use ChatGPT to research the Epstein files, nothing comes up. Wonder why. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
That's not the case. You get a lot of good stuff. Although I do recommend Grok.
Yeah.
Grok is the best.
I want to use ChatGPT to research him now, to see what it says about him.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that came out recently, or not recently. I guess might have been last year. Let me double check that, with Harvard and the anti-Semitism going on at Harvard. So he was one of the people they kind of turned to for commentary. Let me see if I've got the right article here. Oh my goodness. Where was it? Yep. So Larry Summers, come on. I hope my internet isn't freezing because apparently my speed is atrocious right now.
We're still on.
Okay. Well, if we're still going. So former Harvard Prez Larry Summers has, quote, lost confidence in the university after anti-Semitism scandal. This was back in January of 2024. Boy, he looked rough in that picture. They could have chosen a better photo of him. Oh, boy. He, good gracious. He looks strung out.
He might be.
Look at the guy in that photo. Can you see him there?
Oh, yeah. He's kind of even jaundiced.
Ooh, he looks rough.
Yeah. Well, I'd look rough too if I was in the Epstein files.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's got to be weighing on him. Anyway, a bunch of people have been tied up in it, but I do think that everybody's favorite commentator, Scott Jennings, it would be good to hear what he has to say, and I'm going to play a clip. It's about 2.5 minutes long, but it's pretty good.
It's a worthy 2.5.
I actually didn't watch all of this clip. I just watched the first part.
Yeah.
But it's Scott Jennings. It's going to be good, right?
Yes.
Let's all watch together. How about that?
Well, he didn't do anything. There's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
If that's true, it is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. No, that's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness.
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott,
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously, Larry Summers was involved.
no,
Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was
just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test. I feel like I heard that. And so I just want to say something.
No, you heard that.
Ridiculous. Like. You want to make it racial? Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that.
By the way, we know each other and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so. We don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with. That I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know
absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and we know that he excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life. We also know that after Epstein was convicted, that powerful Democrats continued to stay in touch with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not a story about Trump. It is a story about powerful men. Many of them are in the Democratic Party. We're going to find that out. You can't wash away the politics.
We got to hit pause on this conversation.
Republican versus Democrat.
That's because every Democrat goes on TV and accuses Trump of having done something untoward.
I love Scott Jennings. I really do.
I love the fact that he goes in that room.
Yeah.
And holds his own with those people.
I am guys like this. Let me see if I can skip backwards here. Well, everybody knows who I'm talking about. It infuriates me that when somebody brings up as a black man or as a this qualifier, you lose me immediately.
Immediately.
That is that's why I don't like the identity politics on the right.
Yeah.
Like this woke right conservative, they're not conservative. They're not conservative. But the woke right, it's driving me nuts because they're doing the exact same thing over on the right side.
Yeah. Anytime it's like my history says, that your history and your view of the world through that lens has no bearing whatsoever on fact, on truth.
Right.
You as a black man, I think nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares what I think as a white man either. Nobody cares what, here's the facts. This is how it is. And if you just weigh it out, you go, this is common sense. Well, that's out the window, right? Common sense out the window. He's been the most investigated person ever in history. Not president, person.
Yeah.
And if there was a shred of anything incriminating, they would have nailed him to the cross about that.
Yep.
10 years ago.
Yep.
So it's like, give me a break. The fact that he's going, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign it. We'll get it out there, whatever it is, Okay, great. I mean, from what some of the headlines I've read, Chuck Schumer's on that list.
Have you? Yeah, I haven't read that one.
I just literally just read, I think it was Breitbart. Don't quote me on that. And of course, I'm not going to be able to find it. But you go, okay, well, and again, Schumer's on that list, probably like Hakeem Jeffries is on that list. Did Schumer have anything to do with him? Maybe not. Probably not. But appealing to some rich guy for finances gets you on that list, get your name associated with him. Same way as excommunicating him from Mar-a-Lago, get your name on that list,
Yeah.
So I think we just all got to be as wise as serpent and as harmless as doves when it comes to this, because until it's confirmed, these people were on the island. These people knew they were active in this. I'm not going to throw any stones because it could just be an associate type of just association,
Think about this. Think about it this way as well. This is for everybody out there. When you're combing through Facebook or X in particular, it is loaded. X is loaded down with the Candace Owens nonsense, Nick Fuentes nonsense,
yes,
Myron Gaines nonsense, all those people.
They all
If you release a list in one of their enemies, even though it is ancillary that they are in, because this guy swam in all these political and influential circles, people like that will take that information and use it against our own side in a nefarious way. That Nick Fuentes or Candace Owens or even Tucker Carlson or any of those folks would flip and use it on the right that they are trying to divide, the conservative right, this new movement of Christian conservatives that are,
rising up with
we're rising up, right?
Yeah.
That's the very thing that they are trying to split apart, and they would take that same information and do it. And part of me thinks that's why they want it so bad.
Yeah.
Because the bulk of the people that they are up against are anything from your middle of the road Republicans to the very staunch conservatives.
Yeah.
And they're a whole nother thing.
Which I think
my opinion.
There's a part of me, Jared, that says I think it's surprising them, the numbers that are coming out. Like, it's almost like the masks are coming off as our society keeps falling down the stairs, right? And you've got things like this Muslim uprising in Dearborn. You've got, all over, really. Like, even in New York now, Mondami gets elected, and it's like they're starting to try to do the prayers in the streets, and they're trying to. It's like, no, this isn't going to happen. The people are starting to rise up and say, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And you're seeing it. I'm not even going to get into what's happening in the UK right now, because that's a show in and of itself where churches are burning. The Irish and the Scottish and they're in these little villages and hamlets and towns are rising up, picketing, marching. It's becoming very much a us against them kind of thing over there, and it's. I want to say it's becoming almost Civil War-esque.
Yeah.
However, the silent majority is still the majority. They're becoming less silent, but they're the majority. And so it's almost like there's not, if I was a Muslim in England and practiced Islam in England, I would be very cautious and careful about what I said and who I said it to, because you're still outnumbered. You're still outnumbered. And by a great deal. And if these people get angry enough, they're going to run you out, just like they're running them out of Italy, just like they're running them out of, a lot of these countries are starting to say, no more. The village in Spain we talked about last week that said, nope, not here. You're not going to have that here. It only takes an uprising of, half of the people to say, you know what, we're not going to do that here. And then you're done. They'll make laws. They'll put through laws to say you're not allowed to practice that here. So anyway, it's just really interesting. You brought up Candace, and I threw up in my mouth a little bit when you said her name.
I've been on a tirade over on my channel, Continue Freedom. Shameless plug.
You definitely, by the way, very, very well researched. Your last episode on Continue Freedom about her was fantastic. Fantastic. If you guys haven't heard it, you should jump over there, because Candace Owens is insane.
She's lost her mind.
She has lost her mind.
Yeah.
And I don't know who is paying her, or if she really has lost her mind, one way or the other, but like the anti-Semitism, we're splitting the Christian base, right? Is what I think it's almost like she's getting paid to try to divide, because that base is so strong and large.
Well,
it has to be picked apart and segmented, or else, it's the voting block going forward. So I don't, that's the only thing I can think of, because she used to be good.
Yeah.
You remember, I said she'd make a great VP candidate. Remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Because at that time, she was solid. She was great. She was saying the right things. She was believing the right things. And then it's like, I don't know if somebody spiked her punch or what happened, but she just lost her mind.
I feel like it's I mentioned this in my show yesterday that I did, that I feel like it's a demonic sort of thing that has infected her, and the devil can use a lot of stuff that people aspire to: wealth, fame,
Sure.
Influence, power, control, the ability to wield the minds of millions of people to whatever you want them to believe. I'm sure that's very intoxicating for some people.
Yep.
And if you aren't grounded in faith, truth, that we believe comes from Christ, like that's it. Like
that's it.
That's it. If you don't have that strong foundation, then you are opening yourself up to be influenced by demonic powers. And when you become the number one podcast in the world, when you're making millions and millions of dollars, when money is technically isn't even a concern for her, her husband's worth $250 million with the money that he's got. Now what's the next thing? It's the same thing that we would deride the deep state about. It's not always about the money. It's about the power that's more influential and more manipulative than money in a lot of ways.
What fascinates me about it too is, like, you listen to her now and it's not even investigate. It's like I can get a lot of women listen to her because her entire base is on intuition.
Yeah.
My intuition, like I feel like, or it's like, where's your facts? Where's your homework?
Well, and her influential or her gut feeling and her instinct led to her not doxing, but putting out this random guy wearing a hoodie and said, this guy, I think my gut says this guy is involved. And internet people went after this guy. They found out who he was. And he had to come out and make statements and say, look, this is just how I dress. I'm a guy.
I'm a dude.
That was there. And she just goes on to the next thing. His life is completely screwed up. And people are saying, I still think the guy in the hoodie did it, or he was involved, or not that he did it, but that he was involved. He was one of the this, he was one of the that.
Yep.
And you ruin a life, and it's just more fodder. It doesn't really matter. She's going to move on to the next thing.
Yep. She gets her million. She has no trouble. He, meanwhile, loses his job, his girlfriend, ruined his life for a season. He has to defend himself because some nut job said one thing about him.
Right. And we said the same thing about the left when they did it to the Covington Catholic kids.
Oh, yes.
When they did it to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yes.
When they did it to all these other right-wing people who the information was completely false. It was completely fabricated. It was nonsense.
Totally wrong.
Lives were ruined. And what were the those of us on the right, we were saying, this is terrible. And now people who say, I'm on the right, they're doing the same thing. And
the same thing.
The worst part of it, Jeremy, is that they're saying, I'm on the Christian right.
Yeah.
Yet they are willing to have innocent victims in their quest for fame, fortune, and narcissism. And it is shameful.
I'm on the Christian right. That's interesting you bring that up, because I'm on the Christian right. And yet I'm going to go ahead and talk about people and slander people. So my sin goes out to the millions of people, because I'm going to go ahead and talk behind their back about them, make accusations, just like we're doing about Candace right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's true. It's like, we're not making this up. You can watch her episodes and decide for yourself. She is not well and needs prayer. But I believe that.
There's a different dynamic, though. I will say you're right. We are pointing out when someone is obviously doing something nefarious versus making conjecture and innuendo without any evidence. Those are two very different things. But it's also a power thing, that people who sit on the lower end of the totem pole, like us, we're a very small podcast.
Yep.
And we don't have any major influence or anything. But when we identify something and we call it out, that's very different than if Candace Owens were to take her millions of followers and say, I saw this podcast with these two knuckleheads called Braver Than the Rest sitting here talking bad about me. Now, let me say all this evil conjecture about Braver Than the Rest.
Yeah.
We don't have the money. We don't have the fame. We don't have the power, the reach, anything to fight back against that. So right. I hate the term, but it's kind of what the left likes to say is speak truth to power, which is I hate the term, but it's kind of that.
It's true.
It's that same thing, right?
Yeah. I hope she does hear it and say something about us. Cause you imagine I would take 10,000 followers that would yell at us and say horrible things to us because we're not Candace lovers. Has nothing to do with her skin color or her being a woman.
No.
Has everything to do with her content and her character. It really bothers me that she's turned so far, so fast. I don't understand it. And demonic, yes. Dollar signs, more likely.
Yeah.
I do believe she's bought and paid for. I think that there has got to be money funneling into her husband through a back door or something to make her this far. She's just far out there. She's just gone. It's just like, what? You know, and I get it. Anti-Semitism is rampant in society right now. We're going to blame the Jews for everything. I get it. It's no different than Hitler. And yet she'll accuse everybody else of being like Hitler. But you're Hitler. You're like Hitler when you do that. You're taking a people group and blaming it on them. You know, what would happen if people did that to blacks? Oh boy, wouldn't she be all upset then, right?
Yeah.
Or wouldn't, like, people are people. Doesn't matter what race they are. Doesn't matter what gender they are. People are people. Most of them aren't very bright. Most of them follow the flavor of the week. Most of them don't do any homework. And when they do, they only listen to one side. So they don't have an argument. They don't have this, you know. If we can sit here and say that we need to be very careful about accusing somebody that we don't like Hakeem Jeffries, because we've done some homework and read and looked at everything beyond the headline and gone, well, wait a minute, that's not him. That's other people. The headline is skewing it. The headlines are saying it's his name. It shouldn't even have his name in it. You know, it really shouldn't. It doesn't have to.
Right. It should be those three people that signed the letter.
Yeah.
Who also
worked for.
Right. Who were doing marketing operations for Hakeem Jeffries and probably other people.
Right.
But Hakeem Jeffries is the minority.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the minority.
And so he ends up with this big, bold name, and it's going to tarnish him. He's going to go home tonight and, you know, have his $700 glass of bourbon, and with all the money he's invested, and you got that clip of the Wall Street investment thing, what happened on the Hill today with Tim
Burchett.
Yeah. Do you have that clip?
Yes, it is so wonderful. So wonderful.
It's almost like you go, finally. And I know people have said he is rogue. He's kind of a weirdo. He believes in aliens. Whatever. But this is spot on. And this was
from
on
East Tennessee, by golly.
This was on C-SPAN. This is common sense, and I agree with him 100%. They're having if you're not reading, you're just listening. They're holding a briefing on a bill to ban stock trading by members of Congress. Yes, please. People have been saying that for 30 years.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be allowed to trade because they know. And now they're holding a briefing to put a bill through to ban that finally. And Congress is probably, because they're the ones that make their own rules, they're going to say, no, we're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
But
let's watch this. This is good.
This is good.
Thank you, Brad Paul. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Brian. Somebody asked me if I was going to wear my jacket up there, and I said, to quote the immortal words of Henry Winkler when he played the Fonz, I always rumble in this jacket, because that's what we're up against. This is a fist fight, folks. Now, first, I guess I need to thank Chairman Stiles and the committee, the House Administration Committee, for taking this up, because I realize what we're up against. This is, everybody talks about this place being a dadgum swamp. It's not a swamp. A swamp is something cool God created. It filters water. Animal life lives and flourishes around it. This is a sewer. This is created by man, and it needs to stop. We've, for years, Congress has been using hard-working American taxpayers' money to get rich. Dadgum, it's got to stop. America knows what the heck's going on. Everybody wants to knock Pelosi. Heck, she's not even in the top 10. Get on that Unusual Whales site. This is pathetic, folks. We all know what's going on. Congress knows what the hell's going on, and it needs to stop. This body has been enriching itself on the taxpayers' dime for too dadgum long, and it's got to stop. This place is crooked, and is crooked as a dog's leg. That's an old East Tennessee saying, but it's the truth, and it needs to stop. America knows what's going on. We're in committee meetings. We hear things before y'all do. We can make those connections. When you see a member of this body making 400, 500, 600 trades a year, you know something's wrong. Everybody ought to do like I do. I got my buddy Tommy Siler who invested in my mutual fund. I ended up having to cash it out because my daughter's going to school. I'm not a wealthy man. But look, this thing is broken, and it needs to be fixed. And this is the right avenue to do it. And I want to say something. I'm going to get these guys mad at me, but I really don't care because they can't vote in my district. This thing ain't going to pass. We're going to pass something in the House, and then guess what? The Senate will either, one, not take it up, or they'll come back in righteous indignation and say, oh, we need to make this stronger, something totally ridiculous, and they'll send it back to us. This is a scam that's being played on the American public, and it needs to stop. Let's quit with this nonsense. Let's give America a reason to trust Congress for once in our miserable lives. This is our chance to stand up and say, we hear what you're saying, America. We're going to fix this dadgum problem. But we probably won't do it. And I'll remain ticked off the rest of the day because of this. And it needs to stop. I want to thank all these folks, really. I joke around about it. You want to talk about something that, we all working together? Dadgummit, this is the issue. This is the issue where Democrats and Republicans. Dadgummit, if I can stand up here with these two. Yeah, these two. I mean, people back in East Tennessee are going, what in the heck's Burchett doing sitting next to Proud Paul, for goodness sakes? Well, I'm not going to beat her in her district, and she sure as heck ain't going to come down to East Tennessee and beat me. But this is an issue that America's united on. We ought to get behind this thing. You all in the press, it would make a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to say this, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had a really, really bad day and ended up, unaliving himself off of a balcony in his hotel room that he's not actually staying at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, when you're looking at those four and you go, okay, you right now you're calling to carpet. How many millions of dollars do you think he's saying these congressmen have made millions of dollars doing this?
Well, he said Nancy Pelosi
isn't even in the top 10.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because that's the one that Unusual Whales.
Yeah, they cite her, follow her everywhere,
They built a whole app around trading with Nancy Pelosi. Well, not just trade. They started with Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah,
they started following everybody else. And you got to have a lot of money to get started. So you got to have, I think, 50,000, 60,000.
Yeah.
I say a lot of money. You got to have a reasonable amount to get started. Even
it's a lot. We're a small podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
But you think about this though. It's almost like you're playing Russian roulette because you're calling to carpet these people's, second and third homes that they're going to have to sell if they have to stop trading because you're trying to pass a bill. And you're pushing this bill through. You're trying to push the bill through. So if we silence the bill pusher through her, the big voice, maybe it'll all go away and we can keep trading and have another home and another home. There, But yes, you're absolutely. This is the American people have wanted this for a long time. I mean, is that your whales?
This is Unusual Whales.
Yeah.
So this is weighted percent change of Congress portfolios in 2024. So the biggest one was David Rouser. I don't know who David Rouser is. Debbie Schultz, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, 142.3%. Of course, David Rouser topped the list at 149%. Ron Wyden was, 123%, 111%, 105%. Just going down and look, there's a lot of Republicans in here.
Yeah, I was going to say it's as red as it is blue.
There's a lot of red in here.
Actually, more red than blue.
Yeah. Mitch McConnell was just a modest 42%. Imagine if we could get that on our portfolios.
Yeah.
But look, Tim Burchett he's doing the right thing. He's saying this is look, guys in Congress, we think of Congress as the people getting car service and the free meals and all. He's like, I got to cash out my 401k or my mutual fund to send my daughter to college.
I mean, when
Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi was telling us in the middle of the pandemic, be sure to stay inside while she's standing in front of a $10,000 refrigerator eating her little boutique ice cream or whatever it was.
I remember that, the ice cream.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The ice cream thing went nuts. So it's all the money in this country that comes in tax revenue. It's the more millionaires per capita than any other place in the country. It's a rotten cesspool. He's right. It's a sewer. It's not a swamp. It's a sewer. and we want to see it get cleaned up, but it won't because
the ones that are making the laws are the ones that are keeping the law. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't get a pay raise. Well, no, we're getting a pay raise. I mean, like, oh, okay. Nobody's going to tell them no.
Yeah.
You can't. They're going to do what they want to do. They're not going to have to be on Obamacare. Remember that whole thing?
I do. Yeah.
It's like, no. We got our own health care. You guys, this is for the American people.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah. And so you go, okay. And what do you do about it? I mean, there's nothing. Once they're in, what do you do? It's not like you're going to be kicking them out anytime soon. They're in.
Well, even with the elections, that's how you get a Lindsey Graham or a Mitch McConnell or any of these people that have been in for 20 years, 25 years, rolling them in there in wheelchairs like they did with Dianne Feinstein.
Yep.
Didn't even know what she was signing. Wouldn't even let her talk. They said, no, just
sign it.
Just say yay. Yeah, just vote yay. That's all you're here to do.
That's all you need to do.
We'll go back and get you a popsicle.
Yep. Kind of like what Joe.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, same. Just right. Just go in there and just do it.
I like Tim Burchett. I think every state we need to start exporting Tennesseans into other parts of the country. I think California could do pretty well with some Tennessee.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. We could talk to the people and get, funding. And just take funding.
Yeah. Not West Tennessee. We need to export
East Tennessee.
East Tennessee.
Yeah.
Maybe some parts of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. Middle Tennessee is
East
good.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
You get some good old boys out there.
I mean, you do in West too. You just got to get West.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get West past Memphis.
I don't know. I'm biased for Tennesseans. I love my people.
But yeah, you get some real deep conservatives to go into these places. This is what's happening everywhere else, right? Where we're going to have somebody run for a seat and they're not from there. They're a plant. They're going to try to get them to win. And,
I put up one of Derek's comments.
Okay.
He's because it's a good one. He said, government pay raises should be put to a vote by the American people, not themselves. They represent us. We are their bosses, but we can't control our subordinates' pay. I like that.
That's the only job in America that's the case, isn't it?
No.
I mean, right, you think about it, like, we're going to go ahead and just give ourselves a raise this year. They all need to have a pay cut until they can figure out how to balance the budget.
Yeah.
They all need to have a pay cut until they can figure out how to fix immigration.
I think we played it last week, didn't we? That the Warren Buffett clip that
It was 2 weeks. I
was
think
it
it was
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That until the debt is only 3% of GDP, no sitting member of Congress is eligible for re-election.
Yeah.
And then, you fix our debt problem, you fix the spending problem, everything's fixed.
You would fix it in one term.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be done in one term. If you guys can't get this fixed, you don't belong here. I mean, that's how it would go in any job, right?
Right.
You're not going to keep somebody around like, oh, you still haven't fixed that engine? We say mechanic you're supposed to be a mechanic. If you can't get it fixed, you're going to have to do something else with your life,
Yeah.
But no, these guys get to stay in and make horrible decisions and then give themselves a pay raise. Nice work if you can get it.
Yeah. Well, a republic is a wonderful thing.
It is.
So long as you can keep it.
So long as you can keep it. Yeah.
Was it Thomas Jefferson that said that?
I think it was, yes.
Pretty sure. He said a lot of great things.
But then you think about it, you've got a bill like this keeps this will make it stay. It's almost like because we've got money in, whether it's big pharma, the lobbyists, all the different things, it's all about money. And these guys go up there with and most of them go in with good intentions. I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make a difference. No, you're going to make a paycheck. You're going to do what you're told to do. You're going to vote the way you're told to vote because they're going to pay you to do so. It's ridiculous.
It was Benjamin Franklin, by the way, that said that.
He also said some good things.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he say, give me liberty or give me death?
No, that wasn't him.
Didn't he also say didn't he also say we must all hang together or we'll all hang separately?
No, I don't think he said that either.
No? Isn't he the one that said, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do?
No,
he didn't say that.
Him, no.
Okay. Isn't he the one that said, I'm going to put this key on this kite string and see what happens?
That might have been.
That might have been.
That might have been the guy.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
And he was very popular in France. Yeah. Quite the ladies' man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Ben Franklin was, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, they have different standards all over the country, all over the world, right? Different standards. You can be balding with glasses and do just fine in France.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he was like a celebrity over there. He was there for almost 10 years, I think, in France. He was like our chief diplomat over there. Yep.
All right. Well.
Yep. Getting French support for the American Revolution.
Yeah. See, everything's paid for by somebody else. Right? Yeah. It's never ending.
That's it.
Hey, while we're on the topic of paying for things, let's talk about Dearborn.
Okay.
Oh, Dearborn.
Let's pull up. Oh, so many clips.
It is disgusting what is happening in Dearborn, Michigan.
Yes. And in Texas, by the way.
And in Texas, yeah, you're going to play that. You're going to play that one too. But in Dearborn, Michigan, it is. I mean, what happened to my Maize and Blue up there? This is Big Ten country.
So let's see. This guy was the rabble rouser. He's the one that a lot of people are saying was, I don't know if you're saying he's an op or he's, he took bacon. So he went in front of the city council, but because they've now been like the city, 55% of the city is now Muslim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And he went around downtown. I'm not going to play the volume because I don't know if
there are words.
If I don't know about the words in it.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it PG. But there's bacon in the Quran, and he's sitting there slapping bacon against the Quran, and obviously he gets accosted, and bad juju.
Yeah. People are angry.
Yeah.
You can see them. They're really mad, and they all stand together and stick together because this is what cowards do. Yeah. And that one guy looks like he's running to eat the bacon.
Right. Now, I've heard people talking about, let me play the clip from, this was Cam Higbee, and I don't think there's language in this one. Cam Higbee, I don't know a ton about the guy. I know he kind of purports to be, conservative sort of dude, but his words, well, let's just listen to it real quick.
I'm a protester. This is my badge. I'm a journalist. I'm not a protester. This is my badge. Okay. Today on the streets of Dearborn, I was pepper sprayed, maced by protesters because I asked them simply why they were harassing and touching another individual who had stated repeatedly that he was only on their side of the street to talk to them and have a dialogue. My phone was smashed. You can see the broken camera right there. They stole $50 out of my pocket, and they stole my microphone receiver. I went and I told one of your officers, badge number 3668, that this had happened. He told me there was nothing that could be done about it unless I went to the station. I told him, I can't go to the station. I'm working. I'm doing my job. He said, I'm working too. I said, yeah, your job is to protect me and all of the people that are out here today. Okay? So we said that I could go into the station later. I told him, you're never going to catch the guy if I go into the station later. He's going to leave. He's dressed head to toe in black bloc. I filmed the whole thing, but he had a mask on his face. You'll never, ever get an opportunity to arrest that person ever again if you don't go and get him right now. He said, sir, I can't leave my post. 5 minutes later, I caught him in the parking lot on a personal phone call. Okay? Repeatedly today, I watched people that are in this room get attacked by other people that are in this room. I watched your officers not respond to those attacks repeatedly. Then I saw somebody who was in this group, which again, I'm a journalist. I'm just documenting what's going on, and I'm here to tell you what's going on. I saw somebody in this group get arrested. I asked the officers, habeas corpus, please articulate probable cause for arresting this person. They refused to. I asked name and badge number. They refused to give me their name and badge number as a member of the press with my badge clearly displayed. They would not tell me why they were arresting this person. They just did it. Okay? Yesterday, I was exploring Dearborn. I came here just to document this from Seattle as a journalist. Okay? I was exploring Dearborn. I walked up and down Michigan Avenue. There wasn't very many people out. Then we wanted to hear the call to prayer that we've heard so much about. So we went to a mosque. And at that mosque, I was followed by a drone. If I moved forward, the drone moved forward. If I went backwards, the drone went backwards. I went to a gas station, and that drone waited outside of the gas station, just above the door, for me to leave so it could begin following me again. I was followed by vehicles, and I was followed by individuals on foot. There was a lot of talk in here today about sexism. So I'd like to quote the Prophet Muhammad. Okay? One of my favorite quotes from the Prophet Muhammad.
might get dicey.
A woman's testimony is worth half that of a man's due to the deficiency of her mind. God created two sexes, one superior and one inferior. That's why your women wear hijabs, because they're inferior to men. That's why in most Muslim countries, they can't leave their homes without permission of a male guardian. Is my time up?
You have 30 seconds.
You had 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I shouldn't feel like a dhimmi in my country. That's what I feel like in Dearborn, Michigan. It doesn't feel like home. I feel like a dhimmi, a second-class citizen, which is what Christians are in the majority of Muslim countries. Dhimmis. Second-class citizens. And the policing in this city, that's exactly what happens. And I know rank-and-file officers in pretty much every city usually want to take care of these problems. You're the one giving the orders, Mr. Mayor. These guys definitely want to do something about them. They're business. Look at them. These guys are all business. Your orders. I'm done.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, you can't argue with that. But when there's selective law enforcement, I've experienced selective law enforcement, not based on race, religion, anything like that, but based on money, even here in Bristol. And, you know, it's.
Do you care to share about that, or we'll just move on?
Oh, we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're just going to move on.
We can move on. But, yeah, I mean, it's a horrific thing that they're going through. And this happens when Islam takes control.
Yep.
And look, the priority is them and only them in every conceivable way. Yep. Once they have a majority, yep. Look, your rights and this kind of plays into what we were talking about in Texas, or what Greg Abbott was talking about in Texas. They'll do it at the small scale, and we're a long way away. I think we've both admitted that. Yeah. We're a long way away from this being a national takeover of any sort.
Right.
But they can cause a great deal of unrest in small little enclaves.
Yep.
Where they are violating our Constitution and thumbing their nose or, whatever at our Constitution. Greg Abbott says it's happening in Texas.
We don't have any currently actual legitimate Sharia courts, do we?
Well, if you look at a letter that I issued...
We don't have any currently actual legitimate
I love Dana
Sharia
Lash.
courts, do we?
Yeah, I do too.
Well, if you look at a letter that I issued earlier today, I did tell the public, as well as local law enforcement, that there actually are Sharia courts that are operating in Dallas, and they are trying to impose Sharia law. And I pointed out to local prosecutors, both in Dallas County as well as in Collin County, as well as to the Attorney General, as well as to the Texas Department of Public Safety, that what they are doing with these Sharia courts that we have identified in the letter that I issued today, they are in violation of Texas law, including violation of Texas penal codes. And so what they're doing in part could be considered a crime, but also clearly a violation of the Texas Constitution and our statutes that prohibit Sharia law in the state of Texas.
Boom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's happening in Texas. It's happening definitely in Dearborn. 51% is Muslim in Dearborn, right? That's what you said.
55, I think.
Oh, 55.
Yeah, 55.
Okay. So, yeah, Dearborn, 55%. What about the other surrounding little cities in like it's 55% in Dearborn, but I guarantee if things get bad enough, you're going to have some farmers coming in. You're going to have, they're surrounded by non-Sharia, non-Muslim, they've got this little corner of the world, Minneapolis, same thing. You've got this little pocket that's trying its best to get air and to gain control, but everywhere around you is still saying this isn't right. And if things really get bad, look at Aurora. You've got Tren de Aragua taking over a city block.
Yeah.
For a few minutes. And then it's like, yeah, no, we're not doing this anymore, because you are overwhelmed. And, it's just like World War II, and, Yamamoto says, I think it was Yamamoto who said, we've just woken a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
This is what's happening. You're starting to poke the bear, and the bear's starting to wake up, and the bear's starting to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I mean,
well, and I think that this is the problem. This is generally my chief argument with Islam. We have freedom of religion in America. You can worship whoever you want to worship. You can pray to Allah, face Mecca, do your thing. You can, you can practice Judaism, you can practice Hinduism and worship the all your different gods and whatever it happens.
Gaiaism,
Gaia,
earth
right,
worship.
whatever. You are free to do that. But when something is tied to a political system that is antithetical to our Constitution, that's a problem. And that's how they've taken over all those places. You know, we were playing before the show started. Brigitte, I believe it's Brigitte Gabrielle, where she talked about Lebanon. That this is what happens, right? Because it has a political system. You know, Muhammad was illiterate and Muhammad was a pedo, but he wasn't entirely stupid because he was able to conquer quite a lot. And this political system is part of it, right? This is how you wield control when you have a theocracy. Everywhere you go in the wake of your religion, there is a theocracy. You come to America, we've got an ironclad constitution, but you can listen to what happened in Lebanon. I'm going to play this real quick. Oh, ex-player.
Beirut went from being Paris of the Middle East, the banking capital of the Middle East. I was born into a country, Dinesh, where we were majority Christian. In my lifetime, I saw Lebanon go from a majority Christian country to not only a majority Islamic country, but a terrorist hub for exporting terrorism worldwide through Hezbollah. So for people who think it cannot happen here because we're open-minded and fair and multicultural and tolerant and et cetera, that's how we were. Lebanon is a republic exactly like the United States. And the Islamists and the radicals were able to use our democracy, our open-mindedness. Hezbollah got themselves elected into power, into the government democratically because we are a republic. And look what they did to Lebanon. That's why I'm so motivated. And I tell people, go to actforamerica.org. That's why I created my organization and I named it Act for America. Not think about America, not hope for America, not pray for America, but act for America. Because we can think and hope and pray, and we should and we do. But without taking action, nothing happens, and we're not going to be able to preserve our country.
She's been speaking out about this for a very, very long time. I think it's about time folks take heed to what the ones that have lived in these countries. Now, Lebanon is not exactly like America. She said it was a republic exactly like America. Well, no,
not entirely.
No,
but
because if it was, it wouldn't have become, so quickly. It wouldn't have happened so quickly.
Right.
Plus, it's a much smaller country. Smaller country is much easier to take over, I suppose. But, a republic can fall. They've fallen before. Rome fell, right? Came crashing down, and ours can too. We're no different.
Well, so here we go. Formerly Christian countries that are now Muslim. Turkey, once the center of Eastern Orthodox Christianity, now over 99% Muslim. Egypt, a Christian majority nation before the Arab conquest, now over 90% Muslim. Syria, historically home to one of the oldest Christian communities, now majority Muslim. Due in part to ethnic cleansing that killed us. And we don't even need to get into that right now, but, the martyrdom thing, dying for the cause of Christ, is at an all-time high. Iraq, once a Christian heartland, now overwhelmingly Muslim. North African nations, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, formerly Christian under the Roman Empire, now predominantly Muslim. Bosnia-Herzegovina, formerly part of the Eastern Christian European bloc, now 50% Muslim, where mass violence against Christians took place. Albania, converted to Islam under Ottoman rule, remains largely Muslim today. Azerbaijan, before the Islamic conquest, it was predominantly Christian, influenced by the Persian Empire and the Byzantine Empire. Now it's 97% Muslim. So, I mean, and you read this and you go, okay, a lot of those were hostile takeovers, right? Cleansing, violence. Because, the Christian people don't pick up their arms. They don't, it's like we're taught to live at peace. We're taught to love people. We're taught to care for them. Now, there were the Crusades.
But that was a response to
that was a response
aggression.
To aggression, yes. Which I guess this is kind of where I'm coming from, is that they're getting aggressive in places like the UK Dearborn, Michigan, like there very well might be a response in the UK, especially more and more. The rhetoric that I'm seeing and the things that are coming out of the UK make me go, oh, these people are angry. I think that's one of the reasons we talked about this, the suppression of ideas in the UK on social media.
Yeah.
You can't say what you want to say.
Right.
They're going to come get you because I'm afraid that they see it as this could be very bad if our people, the people that are from here, the majority, get together. We're going to have blood in the streets because they're that angry that their cities are now cesspools, that they can't live and breathe the way they used to. The sexual harassment. Women in France are now getting pigs. Have you seen these videos?
I saw that one you sent me.
I've seen multiple videos. They're getting pigs instead of dogs.
By the way, the UK is it's still the most arrests for social media posts. In 2023, there were 12,000 arrests. I think last year in 2024 there were 20,000 arrests. I think it was the last number I saw.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because people are aware of it, people are being like, I don't want to get kicked off of social media and arrested, so I need to watch what I say,
So here's a question for you then. Because I hear people make this argument, and it doesn't seem logical to me that, we as Christians, it's turn the other cheek, and it's, kind, love our enemies, all of this. But at what point do we say, well, we're just going to let some other group of people run roughshod over top of me? And that's like saying, if I'm a Christian man and somebody comes into my house and that person is, they're at my front door and I have a pistol by the side of my bed, and I say, no, I can't partake in violence. Come shoot me or shoot my wife.
Yeah.
Come shoot us. This is a self-defense situation. And what about, sell your cloak and get a sword?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's dicey, isn't it?
It is. It's not, it doesn't mean that we just roll over and let people run roughshod over us.
Right.
It's still a good versus evil fight, and there is physicality involved in that. There always has been, always will be, but there's a good side on there. They always say that the victor was always on the right side, or whatever it is that they
Of history, yeah.
Of history, right? Or that the victor writes the history of the war.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, there's, generally speaking, a good side and a bad side. Not all the time. Sometimes it's bad and bad.
In this regard, though, there clearly is a good and evil. Yeah. There is justice and injustice. Women, for example, are inferior. You heard him say it. It says in the Quran, women are inferior. They get half of, the say. Like, it's like, no, that should make every woman. It didn't. Mandami won because of women. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But
loved him.
That should make every woman go, hey, wait a minute. You still got the clip of the stupid girls talking about Sharia starts now.
I think I do.
That needs to
be
that one. That needs to be a
that
quick
one was
quote.
Last week.
Yeah.
I need to make that a quick one.
Yeah, a quick release.
I have not used any of my.
No, go ahead and use one because
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. So, I mean, you think about it, like,
Let me see if I could find those girls. It was funny.
The sword part. I mean, at what point do we, as Christian Americans, say enough is enough? At what point do the Brits, who, it's predominantly Christian nation, right? It was a bastion of Christianity, and then it's like, okay, it's become a bastion of whatever it is. It's agnostic, but
I'm sorry. Oh, keep going. I don't want to mess up your thought.
At what point do we pick the sword up?
Yeah.
At what point do we do that? At what point do we call her? They're calling for jihad. At what point do we call for a crusade? And where is that line? And are we approaching it? I think you are. In Britain, especially in Britain, you are approaching that line of crusade. Here in America, not crusade, but you're approaching it, in good old boy, Dearborn, Michigan, people riding four-wheelers around just out, like you go 20 miles outside of Dearborn and you've got farms, you've got people that hunt and fish, and you've got normal red-blooded Americans who aren't going to put up with that.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think again here in America we do have a constitution. We still have law and order. Local law and order is one thing. That it's like we saw that guy that was standing in front of the city council. It's obviously swayed towards Islamists versus the
mayor.
Christians,
He's
right.
pointing at the Muslim mayor when he's saying that stuff.
Right. I don't think I played this one last week, but nonetheless, we still have an ironclad constitution. Nobody else does. That makes it very easy for them to fall.
Yeah.
It's significantly harder here in America, but that doesn't mean that we say, wow, our constitution's just fine. We've butchered our constitution quite a bit.
Yep.
This made me think of it. I was scrolling through looking for those girls whooping for Mamdani, and this was a clip of Trump, and he was talking to two Middle Eastern guys. I don't know who they were, but you're talking about women, and he
did he give him is this where he gives him the cologne?
Yes.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't think we played this clip.
We didn't. This is great. This is great.
And what he says about wives, you got to listen.
This is men's fragrance. Look, hold it. Yeah. This is it. No. It's the best fragrance. Come here, man.
I have more here, sir.
Okay. So what we'll do is just take that, Joe, put it in, and then the other one is for your wife. How many wives?
He had to say it. You never know. You never know. You see him laughing when he says that. You never know.
How many wives? One? He goes, yeah, that's one. He goes, I never know.
You never know. I love it.
It was PBD that posted it. Patrick Bet David.
Yeah.
He says, with you guys, I never know.
I love it. But you think about this. What would happen if this kind of disruption continues in Dearborn?
Yeah.
Just a matter of time before the federal government gets involved and sends people in, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And it'll be over quickly because a lot of them will have to go home. And that's the other half of it. A lot of them are not supposed to be here.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And so, you heard about, where's that school district? Was it in Charlotte or somewhere where guy started out with 16 kids and then ICE came through and he ended up with 4 kids in his classroom.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think it's North Carolina. I think.
To dispel by a lot of folks who might watch this and say, oh, this is so terrible. They're deported. No, it's with families. So they're giving families.
Yeah. They're not taking the kids and throwing them out.
No, and because there's rumors. In fact, there was a photo out there of a kid in zip ties.
The kid was 20. Did you read that?
Well, I saw the one that there was one that was an AI generated image and everybody was pitching it as though it was true, but it was AI generated. There was another one where a kid it was actually his dad or his somebody, and they were playing around. He was pretending to arrest his son, and it was being used as, oh, look what they're doing to kids. It's like, no, I was playing around with my kid.
So there was another one that I watched where they were, and I hadn't even seen the footage of this or anything, but it was one of the agents was talking about how people are crying about this kid that they arrested, and this kid, he said kid, happened to be 26 years old.
Oh, it was like a little person?
Yeah, well, she wasn't little, but she wasn't normal, she was between little and normal, and they were saying it was a kid. He said she was just really tiny. And they're claiming that this is a kid, and she just happens to look really young, but she's in her 20s.
Wow.
And they're getting rid of her because she's not here legally, and was a troublemaker. So you just got to be careful with this stuff. Hey, isn't it funny? The word says, "Don't be deceived." All the way through the end times, don't be deceived.
Okay.
What do we got for comments?
Hang on. Before we get to that one, I just saw a post from Ilhan Omar.
Oh, she's listening to our show?
No, this was an X post. And do you see what this says?
Protection Party.
She says the pedo protection party tried everything to keep the Epstein files from coming out. That's why we need to pass a discharge petition to get a vote on the House. Does she realize, she wears a hijab. Certainly she knows that Muhammad had a 9-year-old wife. Certainly she knows that.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I guarantee if you pull up her feed, I guarantee that somebody's already made that comment. I guarantee somebody's already said something to her.
I'm going to pull up the feed. Let's
because
see.
have you ever read down on her stuff, like the comments?
Oh, it's usually really bad.
Yeah, it's like if I was this woman, I would not have any accounts where people can comment because she might have her district, but she certainly doesn't have the nation. So anything she says is met with like, "Are you kidding? You are ridiculous. Go home." You know.
It's, so most of this is not fit for general.
Yeah.
When you go to X, X is a cesspool in a lot of ways.
You know, for a really great time though.
Oh,
you can go ahead and go over to Ilhan Omar's, you know, her posts, and you can just read the comments. They're hysterical. They're hysterical.
Asking about her and her brother.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to know when she's going to get in trouble for marrying her brother so that he could get into the country.
Oh, and the tax stuff that she's done.
Oh, yeah.
Hold these people to account. It's just ridiculous.
All right, let's get to comments.
Okay.
Tristan, thank you. I did respond to Tristan. She said, yeah, good show, Jared. We were talking about my Continue Freedom show. So if you haven't checked it out and you're new here, Continue Freedom. She said, do you want me to share Braver Than the Rest and Continue Freedom on Candace's X, Rumble, and YouTube account?
Yes.
I'll do it 50 times on each. Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's so funny. She's an all-star. You know what? You're obviously up. We need to have her come in one night. We should just have her come in.
There you go.
Would you be up for that? You can wear your Georgia Bulldogs thing, and we can get you a Braver, or we should make her get Ben will give her one of them Bristol branded caps, won't you, Ben?
Yeah, there you go.
So that you can pretend to be, because Ben's not here to wear the Georgia stuff, even though he lost that bet. We should get you in here and have you chat it up.
She says, let's do it. All right.
Okay. She's always posting stuff and sending me stuff, and it's like, yes. So, and her husband fished last week. He wasn't going to go, and then he went and caught monster fish. The guy's like a.
All right, I know now how to judge when a fisherman. Tristan, I don't know if your husband does this. When they hold the fish out like this, using the camera. Have you seen? I had a soldier that was one of my recruiters when I was a recruiting commander, and I told him, I'd be like, man, those things are monsters. And he goes, camera trick. And I was like, what? He said, yeah, you hold it as close as you can to the camera and your face is farther away. And that fish is a monster.
The fish is ginormous.
He says if you get too close to the camera, then it looks fake.
That's
you got to hold it the right distance away. And then you always got big fish.
That's fantastic. I used, I took my kids fishing, and I used Grok to, like Jackson, I'm like, make the 7-year-old catch a monster fish, you know?
Yeah.
And it did. It was classic. He's like, Dad, I didn't catch that. I'm like, nobody will know. Nobody will know. Like, nobody's going to know. It looks so real. Just let it be. So you got to watch. You be deceived. You can be deceived.
Yep.
So it's 10:16. I do want to jump on this horse real quick. 600, I think it was, Meta AI researchers and developers were let go. In a twist of irony, I guess they AI'd themselves out of a job.
Wait, say that again.
Did you read about that? Yeah, what's Meta's AI? What is it?
Meta's AI?
It's the big one. It's Facebook AI. It might be Chat GPT. I don't even know.
Well, no, Chat GPT is open AIs. There's Meta AI.
So
then there's Grok.
600 of the leading researchers and programmers for this just went ahead and created themselves right out of a job.
Really?
Yeah. Because you think we knew this is going to happen, right? They're looking for super intelligence. It's beginning to happen. We no longer need you because it's taking care of itself. And so pretty soon, all these guys that are if you're a computer programmer, I have a question for you. What's your fallback? Because it's coming to an end quickly. And especially when you consider that isn't it by 2030, we're all supposed to have a robot in our house taking care of things, sweeping, massages, whatever.
Elon Musk says that will be the largest wing of his companies. It'll be, is it Optimus or Prometheus? Optimus, I think it's what it is. Yeah.
But that's going to be run without any programmers because it's going to take care of it's starting to take care of itself. They let go this week. I think it was 600 out of 3,000. They said, yeah, we don't, roughly a third of the workforce. Yep.
Well, this is back from January. I didn't see those numbers, but this is an article from back in January where it said that Zuckerberg plans to replace some coders with AI, which might prove tricky. Mid-level staff are often the first targets for corporate downsizing efforts. But Meta's plan to replace an entire tier of people with AI is a new wrinkle in an old story. So he said this to Joe Rogan, I guess, on, speaking to Joe Rogan on his often provocative podcast recently. Meta CEO and Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg said he planned to replace mid-level engineers at his company with AI systems. Zuckerberg, who's pivoted his social media and ad-based company into an alternative reality-centric enterprise, thinks AI can just take some key coding tasks currently done by human hands. Yeah, and that was the big pitch, right? It was learn to code. If you want to, have a future, learn to code. Now with AI, it's like, maybe not. That coding's not going to do you any good. So they fired 600, you said?
Yeah, it was on this morning. I was listening. This morning they said that happened, but I'm looking now for who it was because, it should be up
Grok.
here.
How many Meta employees lost their jobs to AI? Oh, Grok knows everything. Whoa. And this new Grok has gotten faster. I highly recommend it, guys. If you don't mess around with Grok, let's see, date February 2025. Oh. So in February 2025, 3,600, 5% of the workforce. So the description is performance-based cuts targeting underperformers, funds relocated to hire more AI, ML engineers, and focus on AI priorities, explicitly due to AI replacement. That wasn't due to AI. In October 2025, unspecified is the approximate job cuts, but you were saying 600.
Yeah, I heard it this morning when I was driving. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like a lot, right? But this was specifically to the AI division. It wasn't just tech.
Oh, wait, here. Well, so this one said in October, Grok says in October 2025, there were 600. It said cuts in Superintelligence Labs AI division, including FAIR team, to reduce bloat, streamline decision-making in favor elite/new hires. And then it says, is it explicitly due to AI replacement? And then the response was no. Restructuring. This was restructuring after aggressive AI hiring spree. Legacy AI staff is affected, but to make the team leaner, not because AI tools replace them. That's what they say, but I mean.
Well, so I just looked this up, and this is from finalroundai.com. It said that tech layoffs 2025, why AI is behind the rising job cuts. 627 tech workers lose their job every day in the 2025 AI-driven restructuring. Yeah, I mean, we were told, you want a stable job, learn computer programming. You'll have work forever. And now, not no more. Complete breakdown of the 130,981 job losses across Microsoft, Tesla, Intel, and Meta is what this whole article is about. So in 1 year, 131,000 jobs gone because of AI and legal stuff and whatever, but these are specifically in the AI arena. So they've downsized or shrunk by 131,000 jobs in the AI arena, even though the research and allocation for research into this has exponentially grown over the past year, right? 2 years, whatever. They're losing jobs, not gaining, because this thing is taking care of itself. It's doing it on its own. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And it's just a matter of time when we all have these things in our, and listen, I am as staunchly Christ following and conservative and everything else as possible. But if I can have someone or something in my life that agrees with me all the time, does the dishes, vacuums the house, feeds the dog, cleans up after the dog, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
When those 30, I mean, what if it stabs my whole family?
I can't help but think of iRobot.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
just my go-to, man.
Yeah.
iRobot. Even those rules didn't work so well for them.
No.
And
but I mean,
next thing you know, grandma is being trapped in the house by a glowing red robot. And
yeah.
Your dishes were done for a little while.
Yeah. Everything was great for a while.
Everything was great. But
and in that while, it was fantastic. It's almost like, is it worth it? Is it worth it, Jared? You got to ask yourself, Jared, is it worth it? 2 years maybe of like absolute bliss.
Before I get my face ripped off by some rogue robot?
Right. Is it worth it? I don't know.
Jury's still out.
I don't know. I keep coming back to the fact that Jesus is going to come back, any minute. That's why I just squandered all my money. Because he's coming back. We don't need it.
Who's the guy that got in trouble for that? Didn't you mention that to me? The guy that he's back to predicting the...
Oh, there's a couple of them.
There was one guy.
Yeah,
these people they sold houses. They cashed out all their stocks and gave it away, and just
yep.
And
those are great friends to have, by the way. If they're like,
that's terrible.
I'll take. Yeah, I guess, man. If you're going to heaven tomorrow, I'll take 100,000.
Yeah,
but. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord, and we're going to just listen to what he says. And that is that nobody actually knows. Nobody knows. And I believe that nobody knows. I mean, if you look at, all the different gematrias and all the different things and the money or the numbers and how the words and the letters line up with the numbers and the Strong's Concordance and the this and the that and all these different interpretations, Jesus should have come back 2 weeks ago, or whatever it is. Right. But the fact of the matter is nobody actually knows. There are signs of the times, and we are in them. And I do believe that the tribulation itself will be a sign of the tribulation. And so when people say, well, are we going to be raptured before? First of all, are we going to even be raptured? Because now this is a whole nother argument, right? Where it's like, we're not, we've actually already been raptured, and we're going to, or whatever it is people believe. There's so many different things that are coming out or have been out, or the theologically speaking, there's so many things that are argued now, like we're grafted into Israel, so we are Israel, or no, we replace Israel, or no, Israel stays Israel, and we're not Israel, we're Gentiles, and it's just so many different things. And I guess my big overarching thing, and I have my own beliefs on it, my own feelings on it, my own theories on it, but who cares? Like, why do we argue? Why do we spend so much time arguing over this? Follow Christ. Believe he's returning. You're going to be all right. Believe what he says. Do what he says. Get to know him more and more and more. And none of it matters. None of this stuff really matters. But I do believe this, that the tribulation itself will be a sign of his return. So I think that we will experience some of it because we have to. We have to. There are a lot of Christians saying, no, we're going to be rescued right away. And the tribulation happens. And I go, okay. But Jesus said that there's going to be signs, and he's talking to the believers. So we should see some of those signs because he says there's going to be signs. So you got to believe kind of like, yeah, I don't think we're out before this happens. I believe that we're here when some of this happens. I don't think we're here for the whole thing. I don't think God is going to have the Christian endure the hell on earth that it's going to become, because what kind of loving father would submit his kid to abuse? And that's how I look at it, if that makes sense. So I think we're rescued, but I do believe we experience some of it. So you can call me wrong, but show your work if you're going to do that, because I have mine. So this is why I believe what I believe. At any rate, where were we? Gosh, the robots. Yeah. I think they're going to be part of this. I think AI is going to have a major role in this, in this whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think it's one thing. No,
it's a conglomeration of things. I mean,
a lot of people want to tie it to a thing. Like, this is going to be it. No, that's not really the way it works.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of things that, at least in my understanding.
Yeah.
My very limited understanding.
Yeah. I did want to make a quick shout out to Rough Greens tonight. I did get the free bag. I'm not going to lie. Rough Greens is a great product. I went on to get the free bag and realized that it came with a commitment that I could cancel the subscription like, everything else. The problem with the canceling of the subscriptions, I never do. And
yeah, I just found one today. I've been paying $40 a month out of my business for a subscription that I used for one time.
Yeah.
4 months ago. And I'm like, how in the world did I miss this?
Oh, it's ridiculous. We went away and my wife does the rain machine when she sleeps. She has to have the noise, and she didn't have it. We let the kids have her phone, so they had the rain machine. So we need a rain machine. So I downloaded it, and it's $3.99 in a month. But you can cancel the subscription. You get the 7-day trial. Like, we're only here for like 2 days, so this is fine. We'll just do the 7-day trial. Of course, I forgot, and now it's $3.99, and it's just I can't stay on top of all the subscriptions to cancel. I can't. So, shout out to Rough Greens, great product. I don't know a single pet that is worth $60 a month for an additive to the food that you have to. Like, I spend $60 a month on my dog for food. This is not food. This is a sprinkle you put over the top of the food to make her healthier. I'm like,
Go to Farmer's Dog, man.
She's not worth it to me.
Farmer's Dog's a lot cheaper.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Farmer's Dog for making a product that's cheaper than Rough Greens. So we've got all these listeners, right? Anybody have dogs with skin troubles? Because my dog is itching like a machine lately. No hot spots. She just is all over itchy. And I know she's got allergies. I get it. We can give her Benadryl. I put coconut oil in her food, fish oil. Like, we try all these different things and nothing seems to work. So if anybody's got any ideas besides the oatmeal bath, I don't know. I'm almost out, man. I just feel so bad for her all the time. I come home, she loves me, and then she scratches. You've got pets. I mean, I'm not taking her to the vet to find out that it's going to cost, $300 a month to put her on something that keeps her from scratching. She's a dog. She can scratch. It's not, but it's almost like she's on meth. The people are on meth and they scratch all the time and they, can't hold still. That's my dog because she's so itchy. So any information out there, you can go ahead and leave it in the comment, or you can email us at thebraverthantherest@gmail.com. I brought that all out just to say, hey, while I've got you all listening, we need some suggestions at the household. I got to find something to keep this dog from, she's driving my wife nuts, really, is what it is. My wife, stop it. Stop scratching. Constantly. So, yeah, anybody got anything? She doesn't have fleas. It's not like that. It's skin. Anybody posting yet? Any of our Canadian friends? I know you have dogs up there. It's dry.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well.
No. Apoquil. Both Tristan and Derek said.
Apoquil.
Yeah.
Is that something I can get like at Tractor Supply, or is that like a pharmacy thing? I'm looking it up. Apoquil.
Well, no, she said Apoquil made this worse for my dog.
Oh.
Tristan did. But Derek said Apoquil. So, yeah, I don't know.
All right. Cheap. We're looking for cheap, too. She's a dog. So I'm looking right now. Oh, yeah, well, that's not bad. It's on Chewy. You can get Apoquil for $3.19. I might have to try it. Or you can get the $89.70 bottle.
Vet has to prescribe it.
Oh, give me a break. I'm not taking my dog to the vet. So we'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure something. I'm going to look what's in it, see if we can get it at Tractor Supply. You know how you can get ivermectin at Tractor Supply. You can get everything at Tractor Supply.
So, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what's in it. Anyway, That's a heck of a way to stop the show, isn't it?
That is. That's a good one.
That's a showstopper when you start shouting out to Rough Greens. But she's got a beautiful, beautiful little dog. Greatest personality in the world. You know what I love about my dog the most? Is that she's the friendliest dog you'll ever meet. But if she doesn't know somebody or a car pulls up, she barks and her hackles go up. So she looks fierce. Like the UPS guys don't want, they're like, I want to get out of the car. She's going to bite me. Like if you have a ball, she's not going to bite you. You know, she's not going to bite anybody anyway. She just gets her hackles up because she doesn't know you. But yeah, she's great. The greatest dog. It's just so bad, man. And we bathe her twice a week. I bathed her like twice in 1 week with the oatmeal bath, and nothing. She'll get out and it's like, oh, we're good. And then she starts scratching herself 15 minutes after she's out. You're like, well, that didn't work. So I hate to shoot her. I mean, I really do. She's a good dog, but she's driving us nuts.
Time to go the way of Old Yeller.
Yep. Apoquil. All right. I'll look into Apoquil. We'll see what we got. Although Tristan said it made hers worse. We'll take a look. Anyway, as always, thank you for sharing us. Thank you, Tristan, for posting 50 times on Candace's website for us this week. Jared's face will be her. She's going to see his face and she's going to want to fly you out is what she's going to want to do, to have a debate.
Well, I'm game.
Yeah. And next week, let's do it. Let's break down Candace.
Yep. There's a lot of content there.
Yep.
We'll do it.
We'll do Tucker too. Let's throw them both together because they're both off the rails. So we'll do some research on those two this week. We'll come up with the points of like, this is where they're wrong. And a lot of Israel talk next week. That's fine. Fine with me. Anyway, we always appreciate you guys tuning in. We are Braver Than the Rest. If you would like to reach out to us, you can go ahead and email us at thebraverthantheRest@gmail.com. Also, your comments are welcomed. Like and share. Obviously, we talk back to you. So we just appreciate you all so much. Have a blessed night. Until next week, keep your eyes to the skies. Our King is returning. Braver Than the Rest, signing off.